In 2018, a team of biologists ventured deep into the uncharted parts of the Amazon to study new species. Among them was Dr. Rafael Nunes, an experienced field researcher. Everything was going smoothly until the fourth night, when one of the researchers, Maria, vanished without a trace. The team searched frantically, but the jungle was eerily silent. No signs of struggle, no tracks, just the untouched vegetation. That night, Raphael heard whispers outside his tent, low and guttural, speaking in an unknown dialect. When he peeked out, he saw shadows moving unnaturally fast between the trees. On the fifth day, they stumbled upon Maria's belongings in a clearing. Her backpack was neatly placed in the center, but the trees around it were carved with hundreds of strange symbols. The carvings looked fresh. The team fled the jungle, abandoning their research, and to this day, Maria remains missing. Some say it was a lost tribe. Others whisper of the Encantados, Amazonian spirits that lure people away, never to be seen again. Years later, a group of independent explorers, intrigued by the mystery, decided to follow in Raphael's footsteps. Armed with high-tech equipment, they set off to locate the same area. They too experienced eerie encounters. Trees moving as if alive, whispers that seemed to circle around them, and a chilling feeling of being watched. Their drones mysteriously lost signal when hovering above the symbol-covered clearing. Eventually, they retreated, fearing they might suffer the same fate as Maria. Some speculate that Maria might have been taken to another realm, one where the spirits of the Amazon dwell. Others believe the jungle holds secrets mankind was never meant to uncover. The expedition reports remain classified, fueling even more speculation among conspiracy theorists and researchers alike. As Raphael grew older, he became more reclusive, haunted by the experience. In 2023, he was found dead in his home under mysterious circumstances, his walls covered with frantic scribblings of the same symbols seen in the Amazon. His death remains unexplained. Story 2. The Cursed Totem. In 2005, an American traveler named Jeff was exploring a remote village deep in the rainforest. He had been warned by locals not to take anything from the jungle, but during a hike, he found a small wooden totem carved with the face of an unknown deity. Ignoring the warnings, he pocketed it as a souvenir. That night, Jeff was awakened by a strange humming noise. His vision blurred, and the room seemed to shift and stretch. He felt a pressure on his chest, as if something invisible was sitting on him. Unable to move, he saw the dark outline of a figure with glowing red eyes watching from the corner. Frightened, he threw the totem into the river the next morning. But the horror didn't stop. His body developed strange rashes that no doctor could explain, and he suffered from night terrors for years. Locals say that he angered a rainforest spirit, and that once cursed, the jungle never lets you go. As Jeff's nightmares worsened, he sought help from a shaman deep within the jungle. The shaman listened to his story and explained that the totem was a marker, one that bound him to an ancient spirit. The only way to break the curse was to return to the exact spot where he found it and seek forgiveness. Desperate, Jeff embarked on a final journey into the rainforest, guided by the shaman. He disappeared without a trace. Years later, another traveler in the same area claimed to have seen a pale figure lurking near the riverbank, its eyes hollow and lost. Some believe Jeff became part of the spirit world, forever trapped within the depths of the Amazon. His family, desperate for closure, hired investigators to retrace his steps, but all they found was a decayed journal filled with cryptic warnings. The jungle watchers, it never forgets. Story 3. The Phantom Tribe. A group of loggers in 1997 was working in a dense section of the Amazon when they began encountering strange happenings. Tools went missing, food supplies were scattered, and at night they saw distant fires burning deep in the jungle, fires that would disappear when they got closer. One night, a worker named Miguel wandered too far from camp and returned in a panic. He claimed he had seen a tribe of people with black, empty eyes standing silently among the trees watching him. The others laughed it off, thinking he was hallucinating from exhaustion. But the next morning, Miguel was gone. His footprints led to the river, but there was no sign of struggle, no body, just the faint sound of chanting in the distance. The loggers abandoned their work, leaving everything behind. Some believe Miguel was taken by an uncontacted tribe, but the local elders say he had seen the spirits of the forest, guardians of the land who punish those who trespass too far. Years later, a journalist named Anna, intrigued by the story, set out to investigate. She interviewed surviving loggers who still refused to speak of that night. Determined, she traveled to the same location and set up camp. That night, she documented strange lights flickering through the trees, and her recording equipment picked up eerie, rhythmic chants. The next morning, she awoke to find strange symbols etched into the dirt around her tent. She left the forest immediately. When she reviewed her footage, the last few seconds sent chills down her spine. A tall, shadowy figure with black eyes staring directly into her camera before vanishing into the trees. The footage was never released, and Anna abandoned her career in investigative journalism. Some say the Phantom Tribe still roams the depths of the Amazon, watching, waiting for the next trespasser to cross their sacred land. Decades later, deep in classified archives, an old government report surfaced. It referenced the unseen ones and detailed disappearances eerily similar to Miguel's. Some believe the government knows more about the Amazon's supernatural entities than they admit, but others insist it's a myth meant to deter further exploration into the world's last uncharted wilderness.